So in the previous video we have just started the new chapter, that is chapter number 2, air and its uses. Okay students, in that we have first of all seen the introduction of it, and then after we have seen the layers of atmosphere. In that there are how many layers of atmosphere? There are 5 layers of atmosphere. Writing that 5. First of all, troposphere. Another one, that is stratosphere. Third one, that was manosphere. Fourth one, ionosphere. And fifth one and the last one was exosphere. Mesosphere, third one was not manosphere, mesosphere. Okay, so these are the 5 layers of atmosphere, which with troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere and exosphere. So from that we know that troposphere, in that this is up to the 8 to 16 kilometer layer from the earth crust. Means we live and most of the mass of the atmosphere is at the troposphere, and then after coming to the stratosphere, it is above the troposphere, and in that area the planes are just moving. Okay, international flights just move on the stratosphere. Then coming mesosphere, it is known as mesosphere, it is the middle layer, so it is known as the mesosphere. Then coming to ionosphere, in this the orbital satellites just orbit, and in the exosphere, in the communication satellites are there, so we can just talk from any part of the world to the any part of the world. Okay students, in that it is exosphere. Okay, now moving forward, composition of air. Composition of air. So composition of air, that is composition of air. In that we know that in air there are various gases, that oxygen is about 21% in the atmosphere. Okay, and then coming to the nitrogen, that is about 78%. Nitrogen is there. And third one, that is carbon dioxide. That is about 0.3% in the atmosphere. Okay, and other gases, that is 0.97%. Other gases, that is about 0.97%. in the atmosphere. Okay, so oxygen is about 21%, nitrogen is about 78%, carbon dioxide is 0.3%, and other gases, that is 0.97%. Okay, see here, air is composition of various gases. It contains oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, and some other gases in very small quantities. Okay, uses of oxygen. So first of all, we will see the uses of oxygen. So let us see that how the oxygen is used. For that, the first point, that is, so here you can read, oxygen is very important for the all living beings. Animals cannot live without oxygen. Here, oxygen is very important. Oxygen is very important. Okay, and for all human beings or living beings, okay, oxygen is very important for all the living beings, means in that the trees also come. Okay, the oxygen we need for respiration, animals also need for respiration, trees also respirate. Okay, so the oxygen is very important for all. The second point, plant also breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide, but during daytime, in the process of photosynthesis, green plants take carbon dioxide and give out oxygen in addition to breathing. Thus, they purify the air for us. Here, they are telling that most of the plants just take in oxygen and take out the carbon dioxide, but it is in the daytime for making their food, they take in carbon dioxide and release the oxygen for their respiration. Okay, now next is, and they also purify the air for us. We cannot have fire without oxygen. We know that without oxygen we can't fire. Okay, if oxygen is there, then only we can fire. You have learnt earlier that if a person's clothes catch fire, we must wrap a blanket around the person and roll him or her on the ground. The blanket cuts off the air supply and the fire put out. We know that if anybody's catches fire, anybody's clothes catches fire, then we have to just roll the blanket and just tell her or him to just move on the roll on the ground. Okay, and uses of carbon dioxide. Plants need carbon dioxide to make food during photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide mainly used for the photosynthesis process of the plants. Okay, carbon dioxide is also used to put out fire. Okay, carbon dioxide is used for just put out the fire, means if any place the fire is there, then if there are red cans are there, in that the carbon dioxide is released. So as the carbon dioxide we will just throw in the fire, then it will just put it off the fire. Okay, now next, that is, it also traps solar energy and keeps earth warm. Means the solar energy is trapped by the carbon dioxide and it just takes the earth warm. Okay, and the another is uses of other components of air. Other components of air are also useful. Plants need nitrogen, but they do not take nitrogen from the air. Okay, they take it from the soil. Here, plants need nitrogen, but they take from the soil, not from the air. How? In the next classes, you will study that nitrogen fixing bacteria is there, which just convert the nitrogen of air to the components of the nitrogen, compounds of the nitrogen in the soil. You will study then the water vapor in the air through present in very small quantities is what helps produce cloud, rain, dew, fog, or mist. The water vapor in the air just produced what? Rain, cloud, mist, and fog, okay, and dew. So this is the other components of the air. Now properties of the air. What are the properties of the air? Let us see that. So now going to the properties of the air. So the properties of air. So here, first is air occupies space. The first property is air occupies space. Okay, air occupies space. Here, how can we know that air occupies space? Yes, there is an activity given in your textbook, I think. If the if we take a bottle, in that there is no water, and if we just dip that bottle from the bottom side up, bottom side up, then the water will not go inside the bottle. Why? Because there is air in it. You have to just take it somehow so that the air can come out, or the bubbles will come out. Okay, if you just do this, then the water will come inside and you can see air bubbles. So here, this can be verified easily. Push an empty bottle into a bucket of water, air bubbles will come out. This shows that the space inside the bottle was occupied by the air, which got pushed out by the water. When you blow into a balloon, it expands because air fills the space inside it. Bicycle tubes, car tires, and football have air filled inside. Open the valve of the tire and you can hear air rushing out. Okay, so here air is occupied, means air occupies the space. As you just put a bottle inside the bottle bucket full of water, then you can see the air bubbles coming out and the water is going inside. So from that you can see that empty bottle is filled with the air. And in football and all the football and basketball and the other balls is filled with air, and also the tires. So if you just take it out, it will just in the valve, you just take put a valve over here and you just can hear the sound of air is coming out. And the other property, that is, anything that occupies space has weight, therefore air has weight. Here, our next point is anything that occupies space has weight. Therefore, air has a weight. Air has weight. Okay, air has weight. So here, now see here, for this there is also an activity. What is that? With the help of simple experiment, we can find out this. Weight a balloon without air and weight it again after it is filled with air. Okay, you will find that the balloons weighs more when it is filled with air. Okay, so they are just telling us you have to do an activity. You can, I think you can do it at your home also. First of all, you have to take the empty balloon in that there is no air. Okay, then after you have to weight it, and then after you have to fill the air, and again you have to weight that balloon. Then you can see the difference in the weight. The air balloon is, the air balloon has more weight than the air without air balloon. Okay, now next, third point, anything that has weight exerts pressure. Here our third property of air is anything anything that has weight exerts pressure. Anything that has weight exerts pressure. Okay, students. So for that, there is also an activity. See here, read that. If you keep a book on your hand, it exerts pressure. It presses down to you. If in the same way the atmosphere is also pressing down on us, it exerts pressure. This property of air helps us in many ways. Even common activities such as filling in a pan and sucking fruits using a straw are possible only because of this property of the air. Okay, as we know, you just put your book on your head, then you will feel the weight of the book. As in that way, all the atmosphere in air atmosphere has a weight. But due to this, we can help in many things. Like if we want to put a ink in the pen, then it will just go inside that only. It will not come out. If we think that air is not there in the earth, then how we can see? We can just can't able to walk. We can swim on the, okay, there will be zero gravity of that. Okay, now another one, compressed air can bear heavy weights. Here our fourth point, that is compressed air can bear heavy weights. Okay, here compressed air means I can take the example of tires or balls and anything. In that there is air filled in, it compressed. Okay, so here compressed air can be bear heavy weights. Air is compressed and filled into tubes and tires, and this compressed air can bear the weight of car and even huge aircraft. We have seen in the tire, we just put the air inside it so that it can bear the weight of the cars or motorcycle or the cycle. Okay, so in cycle there are small tube or tire, and then after in bike or in scooter it is big, and in tire you can see the tires are big. Okay, in car the tires are big. So why? Because there are some enough pressure for an enough surface, so that the force will I think you haven't studied about the force. Okay, so as it can bear the weight of the heavy vehicles and also even the aircrafts. Okay, now moving forward, and there is an importance of air. So what is the importance of the air? Let us see that. Here, air has many uses. First, it helps us breathe and live. The first use is it helps us breathe and live. Okay, so this is our first importance of air, that is, it helps us breathe and live. Second one, that is the protective blanket of air around the earth keeps it from getting too hot or too cold. Okay, so we know that we have heard about the greenhouse effect. So what is greenhouse effect? Without air, the greenhouse effect can't be done. Due to that only, the protective blanket of air around the earth keeps from getting too hot or too cold. If air is not there, then it will be like at night it will be go the temperature to the minus, and in the daytime the temperature will go to the high range and in the low range. Okay, so due to air it will not happen. And the third one, sound travel through air. Sound travel through air. Third one, sound travel through air. Okay, sound travel through air. How? Means if the air is not in the atmosphere, then we can't speak or we can't hear anything. Yes or not, students? See here. Sound travel through air. If there was no air, we would not able to hear each other speak. It would be a silent world. So without air, we will speak, but the another will not just can listen our voice. Why? Because the sound travels by the air. Okay, students. Now here we just complete our lecture, and in your homework what you have to do is in your homework you have to write the uses of oxygen, carbon dioxide, uses of write the uses of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, students, you have to write the uses of oxygen and carbon dioxide. We will meet in the next video. Okay, bye, students.